The South Carolina Hall of Fame was founded in Myrtle Beach in 1973 to recognize and honor contemporary and past citizens who have made outstanding contributions to South Carolina's heritage, history, and progress.
King Hagler was a chief of the Catawba Native American Indian tribe from the early 1750s to his death in 1763. Known as the patron saint of Camden, he had a reputation as peacekeeper with other tribes and colonists, yet he was also known as a fierce warrior and a cunning leader of the Catawba Nation.
He was for peace, to obtain peace within the nations from here to upstate New York. So he understood, that Native people were becoming the smaller of the group in America, and he understood quickly that that it was all about preserving the Native people that was going to keep the cultures alive. So peace was a way of making that happen.
He was very passionate about his people, and he was a leader not by title but by action. He led his men into battle, and he was a warrior. And that gained a lot of respect from his people.
An incident arose when a Catawba warrior stole livestock from the Spratt family. King Hagler, being close friends with the family, shot the Catawba warrior himself in order to restore peace and trust.
He called his people together, and that person was in that group, and as he came across the field, Hagler shot the man dead. And it was, he understood that if he didn't distribute the justice, it was going to come onto his land and be distributed, and that was going to do more harm than good. So he took it upon himself to distribute that justice, knowing that if he did not, justice was coming, and the people would not accept it from the colonists. It's a speech that Hagler made in North Carolina in August 29, 1754, and it begins, "As to our living on these lands, we expect to live on these lands we now possess. During our time here, for when the great men above made us, he also made this island. He also made our forefathers, and in his color and his hue. We in those days had no instruments to support our living, but bows which be completed with stones. Knives we had none. Our clothing were skins and fur, instead of which now we enjoy these cloths, which we got from the white people. And ever since they first came amongst us, we have enjoyed all these things. We have lived in a brotherly love and peace with them, and more especially with these three governments, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. And it is our earnest desire that love and friendship, which has long remained, shall ever continue." So as you can tell by the words, the man spoke eloquently in 1754. He spoke of friendship, he spoke of love. He knew that it was all about people coming together and understanding, it's collectively we become better. One of the things that history has taught us is that Catawbas were one of the fiercest warriors on the East Coast. They were feared by many people, and so being feared by many, there was a benefit if you could get a Catawba scalp, because that meant you had survived an ordeal. There were several tribes who were at war with Catawba, and they were always looking to obtain a scalp. It just so happened that there was a group of Shawnee who had come out of the Ohio Valley on a raiding party, and they were looking for a Catawba scalp. They caught him between two villages, and he was ambushed and killed there.
King Hagler was the first Native American to be inducted into the South Carolina Hall of Fame in 2009.
King Hagler was very proud of his people. He was very proud of what he was trying to do in a selfless manner, and he also learned that through sharing of cultures, you can take the best and still be proud of who you are and keep your culture.
Some people don't know this, but if you look at this piece of pottery in front of you, that face that you see there is actually the people created that face in remembrance of of Hagler. So you'll see this shape on a lot of pieces of pottery and different shapes, but that face stays the same. And it's Hagler's. It was their way of honoring him for his leadership. We've never had another tribal leader that's ever been encased in such way.